Hi everyone and happy Wednesday! I am Victoria Wilder and welcome to my home. So this week I wanted to do a tag. I am sorry that I didn't have a video for you last week. The last couple of weeks have been just kind of one thing after another. Someone I love passed away and that was kind of hard to deal with, and then I also went and got a vaccine and it affected me, so now I have they say flu-like symptoms, and I guess it's not technically the flu, but it feels like the flu and it sucks. So that has been my last couple of weeks, and that's why I didn't have a video for you last Wednesday. I just wasn't really up to it. I wasn't in the place for it. I just kind of wanted to go out and feel better. But we are here, and this week I wanted to do a writing tag. So for this tag, I found it on a website. I found this particular tag on coffeeandcalligraphy.tumblr.com. Go check that out. It's a writing blog. I'm not sure how active it is because this post is actually from 2016. So go check that out and see if there are any new tags there for us to do. This tag doesn't really have a name, and in case you don't know what tags are, in case you're new to the community, tags are generally just kind of a bunch of questions that are related to your writing or your book or your work in progress, whatever it is that you write, whatever it is that you create. They ask a bunch of questions and you answer them. And then you tag other authors in the community to kind of get momentum going and get more people's answers to play along. I'm gonna take a sip of tea because this is, you guys, I don't know if you can hear it in my throat. I can feel it in my throat. It's not been great for the whole throat area. Okay. Anyway, let's get started. So I will be using Lullaby of the Lilitude because it is my only book that is out right now. I have a couple others that are in the works at this moment that I've been mostly working on Diva, and I would like to use Diva for this because it seems really interesting, but I just don't want to give too many spoilers, you guys. So let's start with question number 1. A crazy hacker has gone into your computer. Oh, just in case you're confused, I'm also looking at my screen because I have this stuff written on my screen. So a crazy hacker has gone into your computer and has deleted all of your music except for one song off of your writing playlist. What song is it? Okay, so this was really hard to answer because I use Spotify and I make a whole bunch of playlists for Spotify. So there are thousands of songs there, and it's almost an infinite resource. You can get just about any song you want on Spotify. And if it's not there now, it probably will be in a few months. So this was really tough. But I just kind of looked at all my playlists, and I think if they left me one song, whether they liked me or not, they would probably leave Wuthering Heights by Kate. They would probably leave me Wuthering Heights by Kate Bush because that song, it's an interesting song. I love it because it always reminds me of Lullaby of the Lilitude. It was my trigger song whenever I sat down to write Lullaby. That would be the first thing I would hear and listen to. And it also does this thing to me, to my body, where I just have to become unnecessarily dramatic because it's, amazing. It's 4.5 minutes of power for me, and it goes through my soul. Question number 2. Your protagonist and antagonist have been paired up by friends to go out to lunch together. Where do they go? So my protagonist is Rio, of course, and my antagonist, they're a couple, but I went with Sephora since she's kind of the main one. And if Sephora and Rio went out to eat, they probably go where all the really cool Lilitude go to eat, and that's a little club called Katya's in downtown London. Don't look it up because it doesn't actually exist. Question number 3. You're crossing a bridge when the troll living under it stops you. He demands to read a chapter from your novel and won't let you cross otherwise. Which chapter do you give him? Well, I'm going to give him the first chapter. I respect spoilers, and personally I kind of hate spoilers being given to me. I want to know. I want to hear every aspect of that story and figure it out on my own as I go. So if you tell me anything that's going to happen in the future, I consider it a spoiler. I don't like it. So I would give him the first chapter because then nothing's being spoiled and he gets hooked and is able to kind of take that ride for himself. Number 4, your friends have invited you out to a party. Surprise! All of your characters are there. Who do you choose to hang out with? Wow. So this is really easy, actually. I would hang out with Mia, Yuri, and Rio. They're always together, and I would always be with them. Or I imagine they would always be together if their life wasn't imploding all the time. But I would probably be with them. I'd probably have a big crush on Mia and really want her attention, and she'd be focused elsewhere. And so Yuri would probably spend his time, helping me get over my unrequited love with jokes and flirting and food. I guess Rio just kind of be there, probably hanging out with Mia. Question number 5. Crap. You left your keys in your house, your car keys, and you somehow locked yourself out. Which of your characters picks the lock for you? That would be Mia, really easy, 100%. That's like kind of her thing. She's got the whole, I don't want to say spy thing going on, but it's there a little bit, and she's got all kinds of tools and all kinds of skills for just this kind of thing, so it'd definitely be Mia. Number 6, the zombie apocalypse is happening right now. It sucks. Everyone is fleeing the planet and moving to Mars. One of your characters can go with you. Who would you choose? I would choose Tabitha because I feel like she could help lead society or lead the remaining humans to building a better society. She's kind of like the mother figure in the family, in the Sylvain family, so I feel like she would be the person to figure out who's doing terraforming, who has to handle the medical things, and she knows a lot of medical things herself. She's a healer, so I don't know, I feel like Tabitha would be the smart choice. Number 7, you've been given the opportunity to travel to one place, a town, building, landmark, or country in your book. Where do you go? I actually just this summer got to travel to the location where Katya's is and where they go downtown, and I went to the churchyard that Rio meets another character in, and so that was really cool. I got to do that this summer. But if I could go somewhere that maybe wasn't real, I'd go to Livesay, which is the village that the family lives in throughout most of the book, or I guess throughout the whole book. And they live in this little village that doesn't actually exist. They made it up, and I would really, really like to learn more about it and about the people there. And I'm having some fun doing some side things where I'm exploring that, but that's probably not something you'll see for a while. Number 8, you meet your main character and start a conversation with them. Problem is, you've only got 6 words or less to do so. What do you say? If I met Rio, I think, and like knowing what I know about her, I would probably say, if it helps, I forgot yesterday. And that is technically 6 words, although I would probably actually say something like, if it helps, I forgot like all of yesterday, to make that clear. But I think that would make her confused for a second, and then she'd be like, what? And I'd be like, oh yeah, so about the whole memory thing you're dealing with, if it makes you feel any better, I forgot all of yesterday. And sorry, what? What'd you just say to me? I love your accent, BT dubs. I'm just saying though, with all the whole memory loss and not being sure you can trust your family and like kind of almost dying, but also not really being sure what that's about either. I mean, really, like you gotta be going through some tough stuff. And I don't know you. I don't think this is appropriate. No, see, it's totally fine, because I, wrote you. I made you. I'm the author of your life. You're not even real. You're, like, a fictional being that I had a dream of. So, I know you. Okay, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go. Rude. Question number 9. Crazy acid rain is falling from the sky. Which of your characters would you use as an umbrella? That's kind of a fun question, but I would use Eileen and Grania. I know it says it implies you use one character, but they're always together. They're like bread and butter, they're like peanut butter and jelly. They're together all the time. And I would just kind of hoist them up over my head, and they would flail about like spiders on their back, and they would be laughing the whole time as acid rain. And I know acid rain is actually this thing that is just gross, but I imagine it acid, burning, searing rain, and it's just burning their skin and peeling off, and they're just laughing it up. And number 10, you are out at a restaurant with your main character, and the time has come to order dessert. What do you order for them? So this one I actually had to look something up that would be appropriate, because I'm very basic in my dessert choices. It's cheesecake, cookies, and whipped cream on stuff. I don't know. I'm really basic and easy when it comes to dessert. So I wanted to look up something that was appropriate not only for a Lilithil, that creature, but also because Rio has developed some very kind of posh taste. So I found something called sanguinaccio, and sorry if I'm saying it wrong, sanguinaccio dolce. It's an Italian sweet pudding that's made with pork's blood and sugar and chocolate and just all kinds of sweet stuff. So I think she would love that. It would be very decadent. I mean, I'm a vegetarian, so I'll probably never know what it tastes like, but it's actually really interesting to me as well. It looks actually delicious. So if you're not a vegetarian and you want to let me know what this pig blood pudding tastes like, please let me know in the comments. So that is all I have for you today, this tag. Thank you so very much for being here. I really appreciate your time and your support. Please like and subscribe, hit the bell so you can get notifications when there is a new video, and check out all my links in the description. I got Patreon, I got Facebook, Twitter, all kinds of stuff. I got an Instagram. I put pictures on there, which is I guess what you're supposed to do with Instagram, so go check that out. And if you follow me on Twitter, you might be able to find me because I like to let people know exactly where I am, just in case someone loves me enough to follow me there. And if you are looking for a fall read, this is the perfect time for it. It's scary, it's creepy, it's dark, and it's also really beautiful and sweet and loving. So check this book out. It's got just about everything you can want, unless you want a happy ending. So thank you again. I'll see you next time. Maybe we'll be doing a write-in. Who knows? Thank you for coming. Bye.